3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
What's your like formula to keep going, to always like on the bad days always still go, still putting in the work?
That's a good question, and I'm gonna answer that. So I'm gonna answer that. He asked a good question, is the mindset thing, right? So number one is like being disciplined. Motivation, like people are like, I'm not motivated to work out, I'm not motivated to do this. Forget that, man. Yeah. Forget the motivation, but really it's like knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. Like, what is your reason for doing it? Do you want to be alive long? Do you want to get big? What's like the reason that you're doing it? For me, I got sick back in like 2012. 2011, 2012, I got really sick. I had a staph infection and it spread all over my body. And so the doctors are like, oh, it's like the worst we've ever seen. And it literally almost killed me. I couldn't go to school for about 6 months. I was out of school. And I realized once I started changing my diet and working out, this stuff started to clear up out of my body. And when I stopped working out and started eating like garbage again, it came back. So my reason is like, I never want to go through that again. And for me, like that is, I want to be alive as long as I possibly can and be healthy. Not like be alive and spend like 10 years in my bed because I'm sick, I have cancer, anything can happen, you know? But at the end of the day, like you got to know what your main goal is. And when I don't feel like going and do something, I think about people like you guys who like, yo, you guys are out here from Germany, you came, to me, like that's unreal. It came out like, yo, we want to link up. For me, that gives me an incentive to keep training. Cause like, if people are looking up to me in some way, I want to be able to respect you guys enough to keep like practicing what I preach. So you know, that's like, when I don't feel like doing it, I'm like, people out there are counting on you. And that's like one of my reasons. So you just gotta know why.
Perfect,
know why.
Man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, and well, I gotta ask you guys why. When you don't feel like, what have you guys done up to this point to say like, when you don't feel like doing it, you go and do it anyway?
I think like there's like a quote from German motivational speaker, and he said like, you have 2 lives and your second life starts when you realize that you only have one. So when you don't feel like you have to do it, man, you just don't only have this moment. You're in this moment. There's no other moment like in 1 week or something like that.
I like that. That's a good one. When you said you have 2 lives, and what was it?
Your second life starts when you realize that you only have one life.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna use that. That's a good one. What about you?
And for me, it's because I used to be, I'm still very skinny, but I used to be very skinny. And
you got muscles, man. Check out the definition. There you go.
Thanks. But I wanted always to, my goal was to be a professional soccer player. And I was very talented, but I didn't put in the work. I never like
applied.
Yeah, I never did like the extra laps, the extra sessions. So I quit, like, because I didn't feel like I'm having success. Then I was like down a bit. I was like in a hole. I was in a dark room for I was lost a long time. Then I said, man, either I go up or I do something. And then I started to like don't feel bad for myself. I started to look in the mirror and start to change. Like, I have to do something.
And you realize it's up to you. It's you.
It's all my fault. It's not the trainer. It's not the people. It's you always have the decision every day. What do you do? That's what's keeps me going.
You guys are ready, man. That's it. 5 years from now, we're gonna look back at this video, and you guys are gonna be like, man, look at how far I came. For real.
Because of you.
For real. No, I appreciate you guys sincerely.
So grateful.
I sincerely appreciate you guys. So like, I want to point that out again, man. This is what the calisthenics community is about. It's not about like fame and all that stuff. It's really about connecting, like you all the way from the other side of the world. We never met in person before except for today, but because of social media, this is where we are. We are here because of social media, and that's what it's about. There's a lot of people, like before when I was really into the fitness, there was people who I would look up to, and I would go up to them like, hey, man, and then they would be like cocky and stuck up. I'm like, whatever, man. I said I'm never gonna be like that. You know, my thing is like, we're family, you know, that's what it comes down to, and you gotta understand that. So anybody, if you're aspiring to be a YouTuber or whatever it is, an athlete, always watch out for the people who watch out for you. You know, that's what it is. Because without people, who are you? You know, that's what it is. That's what it is. So keep that in mind. This is probably like a separate video, but shout out to my guys, man. Always good brainstorming and just talking like-minded stuff, keeping each other accountable. And that's what it is. A big part of being good in fitness and in life is keeping people accountable. Like, are you doing what you said you're gonna do? You said you're gonna work out. Did you do it? And having that accountability definitely helps out. So keep that stuff in mind.